This video tutorial is all about transport in animals. It provides an introduction to the needs of a transport system and features of a good transport system. So as you've learned previously, all living animal cells need a supply of oxygen and nutrients to grow and survive. They also need to remove waste products so that these don't build up and become toxic. Very small animals do not need a separate transport system because all their cells are surrounded by, or are very close to, the environment in which they live. Diffusion will supply enough oxygen and nutrients to keep the cells alive. However, a large animal, such as a whale, with a complex anatomy, will have more than 2 layers of cells. The diffusion distance becomes too long, and diffusion alone will be too slow to supply all the requirements. There are 3 main factors that influence the need for a transport system: size, surface area to volume ratio, and level of metabolic activity. Firstly, size. The cells inside a large organism are further from its surface. The diffusion pathway is therefore increased. The diffusion rate is reduced, and diffusion is too slow to supply all the requirements. Also, the outer layers of cells use up the supplies so that less will reach the cells deep inside the body. Second, surface area to volume ratio. As you've seen previously, small animals have a large surface area to volume ratio, for example, the flatworm. This means that for each gram of tissue in their body, they have a sufficient area of the body surface through which exchange can occur. However, larger animals have a smaller surface area to volume ratio. This means that each gram of tissue has a smaller area of body surface for exchange. And finally, level of metabolic activity. Animals need energy for food so that they can move around. Releasing energy from food by aerobic respiration requires oxygen. If an animal is very active, its cells need good supplies of nutrients and oxygen to supply the energy for movement. Animals that keep themselves warm, such as mammals, need even more energy. We're now going to look at the features of a good transport system. So an effective transport system will include a fluid or medium that carries nutrients, oxygen, and waste around the body. So for us, this is the blood. A pump to create pressure that will push the fluid through the body. This is the heart. And exchange surfaces that enable substances to enter the blood and leave it again where they are needed. And these are the capillaries. An efficient transport system will also include tubes or vessels to carry the blood by mass flow, and 2 circuits, one to pick up oxygen and another to deliver oxygen to the tissues. Fish have a single circulatory system. The blood flows through the heart once for each circuit of the body. The blood flows from heart to gills to body to heart. Mammals have a double circulatory system. The system has 2 separate circuits. One circuit carries blood to the lungs to pick up oxygen. This is the pulmonary circuit. And the other circuit carries the oxygen and nutrients around the body to the tissues. This is the systemic circuit. Blood flows through the heart twice for each circuit of the body, and the blood takes the following route: heart, body, heart, lungs, heart. This is just showing that fish circulatory system, again, just representing that single circulation. Now, there are lots of advantages of a double circulatory system. An efficient circulatory system will deliver oxygen and nutrients quickly to the parts of the body where they are needed. The blood can be made to flow more quickly by increasing the blood pressure created by the heart. By comparing the transport systems of fish and mammals, we can see the advantages of a double circulatory system. In the single circulatory system of fish, the blood pressure drops as blood passes through the tiny capillaries of the gills. Blood has a low pressure as it flows through the body and will not flow very quickly. The rate at which oxygen and nutrients are delivered to respiring tissues and carbon dioxide and urea are removed is therefore limited. Fish are not as metabolically active as mammals, as they do not need to maintain their body temperature. Therefore, they need less energy. Their single circulatory system delivers sufficient oxygen and nutrients for their needs. In the double circulatory system of mammals, the blood pressure must not be too high in the pulmonary circuit, otherwise it may damage the delicate capillaries in the lungs. The heart can increase the pressure of the blood after it's passed through the lungs, so the blood is under high pressure as it flows to the body and flows more quickly. The systemic circulation can carry blood at a higher pressure than the pulmonary circuit. Mammals are active animals and maintain their body temperature. Supplying the energy for activity and the heat needed to keep the body warm requires energy from food. The energy is released from food in the process of respiration. To release a lot of energy, the cells need a good supply of both nutrients and oxygen, as well as the removal of waste products.